Weather for Weather Geeks time. Here we are, Wednesday evening, the day after the 4th of July. We didn't do a video last night. I was busy setting up my live stream of the fireworks display here in downtown Youngstown. Hope you enjoyed your holiday, whether you caught fireworks or did anything else outdoors. Boy, it was a great day yesterday. We had no rain to speak of on the 4th and no rain today. That being said, it's been a pretty wet year so far. Here's a quick review of the first half of the year, precipitation-wise. Now, of course, back in the winter, this is liquid equivalent. Some of this was snow, but when you melt the snow down, you get a liquid equivalent amount. And so January, February, and March were all wetter than average. In May and June were wetter than average, especially in June. April, the only drier than average month so far this year in Youngstown. And we've got quite a surplus going here, 9.34 inches above average for the first half of the year. So it has been a wet 2017 so far. It's also been a warm 2017 so far. The big picture for tomorrow looking like this, and we'll draw your attention to, as soon as I get out of the way here, the rankings here at the bottom. It's been the third wettest first half of the year on record and the fourth warmest first half of the year on record here in Youngstown. So again, a fair amount of extremes so far this year. 82 our forecast for tomorrow, not far from the average of 81. The records tomorrow are 43 and 98 degrees. All right, the radar and satellite when I recorded this a little before 7:30 looked like this. We've had bands of showers and storms in this general vicinity throughout the day today where the higher dew point air has been. And not far to our east of I-79, well east of I-79, really in western PA. A couple of downpours starting to crop up. Some slow movers over the ridges here. If you've ever driven east on I-80 into central PA, this is hilly terrain over here. And these showers are popping up over some of the higher elevations of west central PA. Interesting dew point map this evening. I noted this on 21 News at 6. Kind of a weird little circle of drier air around parts of northeast Ohio. So our dew point at the airport has dropped to 54, while Pittsburgh's at 66, Cleveland's at 62. So not real sure what's going on there. Not sure what the reason for that is, but it will turn humid even where dew points are in the mid-50s this evening. This front, the dividing line between the real humid air and the relatively comfortable air, kind of retreats tomorrow, and we're firmly in the soupy air tomorrow. It's going to be a muggy day. Also a pretty cloudy day tomorrow. Now, that being said, I don't think it rains that much tomorrow. I think the most numerous showers are going to be off to our south across the I-70 corridor and down towards Pittsburgh and into West Virginia. But there could be a pop-up shower or storm here and there tomorrow. Bigger story, bigger ticket item, if you will, I think is on Friday with this cold front approaching from the north and west. Pretty strong front for this time of the year. Significant and noticeable air mass change on the other side of the front. We're into the middle of summer now, and typically cold fronts at this time of the year are pretty wimpy. But this one has a little bit of a punch to it, so some showers, some storms Friday afternoon, and some of these can get kind of rowdy. And then in the wake of that, maybe some clouds, and I can't even totally rule out a quick shower Saturday morning, but I think it turns out to be a pretty sunny day. But again, distinct air mass change, much cooler air. Nice little breeze out of the north. The dew points will drop like a rock. Boy, it's going to be a great afternoon on Saturday. Sunday should be great as well. Hour by hour rain chances for tomorrow never get all that high, up to about 40%. Just hit or miss spotty stuff as we get into the afternoon. So if you have outdoor plans, be aware of that. All right, the severe weather threat on Friday. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center, part of the National Weather Service, does have our region in the low-end risk of severe weather in this darker green. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning, when they issue the Day 2 outlook for Friday, if they end up putting a slight risk, which is a category higher, somewhere across our region. So we might see the yellow shading here somewhere on Friday, because I think the dynamics look pretty good with this. Pretty strong front, perhaps coming through at a favorable time of the day for some stronger storms. Now, if I had to rank the severe weather threats, I'd put damaging winds at number one. This could be a pretty decent damaging wind threat in any of these storms Friday afternoon, early Friday evening. And of course, as usual, that's the number one threat. Hail and isolated tornadoes are quite a bit lower. Notice the big air mass change, though, just in time for the weekend. Dew points maybe up to 70 in some spots tomorrow afternoon. Yick. But then Saturday and Sunday dropping into the 50s. Open up the windows. Should be a great weekend across the valley. All right, taking a look at the precipitable water here, or the atmospheric moisture. Kind of a slice of the atmosphere here showing how much moisture there is from a couple of thousand feet up up to even the level the airplanes fly, way up there. Drier air mass certainly coming in as we go into the weekend. Now, it will turn more humid again early next week. Notice the moisture creeps back in. But as we look ahead to the longer range, the overall pattern across the lower 48 states is not very favorable to sustained heat and humidity here locally. And that is because a ridge of high pressure is going to be parked over the west. Very hot stretch of weather out in the western U.S. Usually when it's really hot in the west, it's cooler in the east. And while this doesn't look like a cool pattern to me, it's middle of summer after all, this pattern does not look remarkable as we go into that longer range period here, kind of the 8 to 14 day period. I don't see much remarkable either way, not strangely cool or really hot either. Here's the climate forecast, or the Climate Prediction Center, I should say, their 8 to 14 day outlook showing high chances of above average temperatures in the northern plains, the Rockies, and just sort of ho-hum looking map east of, say, Chicago. So, if you're looking for a long run of 90s with high humidity, I don't know why you would be, but if you're looking for that, not looking all that likely as we go into traditionally the hottest part of the year, mid to late July. So energy bills can be a little lower as a result. That's tonight's weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks as always for watching. Check out my updated forecast tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.